Hi everyone. Nice to see you again. I don't know if anybody's going to watch this, but if you do, hello. I'm eternally grateful for somebody taking time out of their day to watch what I have to say. Um, Sadly, I'm not going to be doing my hair or applying makeup or who knows what else. I'm just not that interesting and multi-skilled. I can't. I've turned into a bit of a man, really. I can't do more than one thing at a time. So talking is what it is. I'm sorry. I did put on a bit of a flossy shirt today, so I've got the bling going on, just to add a bit of something because there's no makeup and no hair strategically placed in a ridiculous angle. So when I shift my head like this, it joggles a little bit. We all know who you are. So anyway, onto the thing. Recently, as in very late last year, I had to stop work because I have an injury that requires significant and long-term surgery and care. So I decided that since I wasn't able to work, I wanted to do something worthwhile with my time because there's only so much daytime TV you can watch before you start going completely mad. And so, what I thought I would do was that I would actually start doing donating stuff to charity. Like, I'm not saying cleaning out a cupboard and dumping it at Vinnie's. I'm not saying that. Well done, you, if that's what you've done. Tick. Everybody needs thrift shop stuff. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying that there was a homeless shelter looking for knitted quality rugs and things to put in the bedroll things for homeless people. And I thought I was given a ridiculous amount of wool by a lady who was moving interstate. God bless her cotton socks. And I thought, oh good lord, what am I ever going to do with the three giant black garbage bags and three giant storage containers full of wool. Uh, yeah. So I just started knitting blankets. Just started, in the strips. So you just go about this wide and you just knit till it's about your length, and then you join them all together and then you sew it all together, and there you go, you've got a rug. So one of these places was looking for these rugs, and I thought, great, I've got about 10 of these things sitting in my wardrobe now. It's actually more full of wool blankets than clothes. So I thought, oh, great, there's this place. And so when I looked into it, it was just a total fraud. It was still a charity, don't get me wrong. And they still wanted blankets. But you actually had to buy a pattern from them for $25. And then you had to go to Spotlight and buy specific ply and color wool. And you had to knit the exact pattern using that exact color wool, and then you had to finish it with crochet on another exact color and ply of wool, which you had to buy another pattern for to get how exactly. And I'm like, these are going to homeless people who just want to be warm. We are not knitting them for the queen. So no, struck that off the list. That is not going to fly. So then I was talking to a friend of mine because I go to a sewing group every week, and she said that there was one and the local Guardian chemist collected for. Now these people were just a whole lot more down my street. The only thing they wanted was that it would fit on a single bed. So as long as it went from end to end and hang over the sides of a single bed, they didn't care what color. They didn't care. They didn't care. All it had to be was knitted, and it had to be that parameter. And you just drop it off at the chemist. And when they have a bin full, so they have a big bin to put all these blankets in. When they had a bin full, then they would take them down to the distributing homeless shelter or charity, and off they would go. All very happy and praising my name to the gods and all this sort of thing. And I'm thinking, okay, well, you can lay off the praising of my name to the gods and stuff, but that was a lot more. They were just happy that somebody was taking time out of their day to give them something And there were, aside from it being this big and this wide, they didn't care about the color, they didn't care about the knitting pattern, they didn't care about the thickness of the wool, they didn't care. All they wanted were knitted blankets. And so I said, tick. So I have been making knitted blankets for them for about 12 months now. And, I just, when I have nothing else better to do, I just sit and knit for a bit and watch some rubbish on TV. And so that's okay. So then I thought, okay, well, let's do something else because, I wanted to be a bit more interactive. And then I heard about this other charity that was doing things for mostly Indigenous women, so girls and women and mothers in rural areas. But then I found one that was for just general, way, way out in the middle of nowhere places. Apparently, they, especially now when it's all underwater, they can't normal supplies that you use, and you can't get a towel if you. I can do that, and so and COVID is being blamed on everything because just yeah. So you can't set up a charity and then not provide ample places or even a reasonable time frame thing with the blanket. That's just absurd. If it's someone like me who is on a very restricted income at the moment because I'm not able to work at the moment, I'm not going to spend $50 on a pattern and then another $50 on wool so I can knit somebody something that's I don't know. I think that's a bit dodgy. I think they're selling those things on, and the people who are supposed to be getting them are getting a whole lot of nothing. I also think that, and this is a bit controversial, and I'm not going to apologize for it, but we've had a whole lot of stuff recently in these capital cities of a whole lot of Indigenous people making waves and kerfuffling about Australia Day and rights and self-regulation, autonomy for Indigenous people. And when we were out at Dubbo a couple of weeks ago, the only, may I say, questionable people that were really down on their luck and were obviously homeless were Indigenous people. We saw there were, white homeless people, but I think it was safe to say that the ratio was like 5-1, So, while these people in Sydney are spouting about, Australia Day and all this sort of really unimportant nonsense when it gets down to it, they really need to be going out into these, cultural awareness and someone where they can go. It's not up to me. I am not Indigenous. I don't know their culture. I don't know any in their community. I don't know anything about that. And okay, that's bad on my part because I'm very ignorant, but I admit to being ignorant. It's not great, but I'm ignorant. But if these people are spouting blah, go and help your Indigenous people who need help. So, leave Sydney and your $1 million apartment and your BMW and go out west and see what needs to be done and help the people out there. Get them people who understand the crisis that they're having. And this is the sort of thing. So then if you're out there and there are places where, it's really not good enough. So, for all those charities out there, if somebody's watching this, if you want stuff, and I'm not talking about the big charities because some people like me, I'm not sending money anywhere. I'm just not, because that's not my thing. But I will make stuff and send stuff, because I have a ridiculous amount of craft things that I have been given over the years and that I am slowly working through. And I'm more than happy to donate my time and the resources that I have at the moment. But you have to make it easier, and you have to be less fussy with what you're getting, because people are donating their time, like me, and the limited resources they have, like mine. You just have to be happy with what you're getting rather than getting fussy about what you're not. Okay, well that's my thing for this week. Next week, what did I have it here? I have it here. The most hysterical book, written in oldie timey Englishy, and read in a ridiculous German accent. Uh, it's just terrible, but it's so great. Or it'll be The Enchanted Castle, which is equally good. So look forward to a book review next week, and we'll see if we can come up with something fun the week after that. So I hope you're having a good week. Enjoy your wild and free moments now, with from barcoding and QR coding and mask wearing and things like that. And feel sad for people like me that are stuck at home because we're waiting for surgery and we can't risk getting COVID. Anyway, and family, and I shall see you next week. Okay, bye.